mean, it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball. The day I can't give the game everything on the floor, is the day I'll be done. Lucky for you guys.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today on this Monday. So it's going to be a quick video, but I just have to talk about Anthony Edwards. I must say Anthony Edwards, I think, is starting to renew my desire to watch some NBA games, at least the Timberwolves. As you all know, they took the first game from Denver. Anthony Edwards had 43 points. And I saw, I like how in the last series versus Suns, he was trash talking KD. I saw a post-game interview where he said something like, hey, I'm trying to kill everything in front of me. And I'm liking that attitude. Like I said, my only fear or worry is hoping that a few years in this league doesn't start to wear on him like it did Giannis. But so far, like I said, Anthony Edwards, like I'm enjoying watching him. He has that killer mentality that LeBron James, I don't believe, ever has had. And it actually got me thinking about the whole killer mentality thing. To me, if you think about it, killer mentality is really just the upper echelon of competitiveness, of your competitive drive. So when people say, oh, well, killer mentality is not that important. And, even though LeBron James doesn't have it to the degree that Michael Jordan has it, that's not a problem. Yeah, it actually is a problem because, like I said, killer mentality is the upper levels of competitiveness. Killer mentality is having such a competitiveness that not only do you feel the need to dominate on both sides of the ball, but it also drives you to really work on your game, not just spend $1 million a year on your body, fanboys. It also drives you to really work on your game so that you can dominate. And I feel like that's what we're seeing with Anthony Edwards. Now, again, the comparison to Michael Jordan, to me, that's still yet to be seen. I've seen some posts and stuff where people talk about he has better handles than Jordan. And, again, that's relative, especially when you're considering, again, Jordan was just efficient. To me, Jordan was the most efficient package. And, again, what's use is the unnecessary handles if you don't need them to execute. And again, to me, Michael Jordan just had his game down to a surgical thing. No wasted dribbles, no wasted movements. Didn't have a need to do a whole lot of dribbling. But obviously he was very more than proficient enough to get the job done in a 6-0 kind of way. But yeah, like I said, I'm really liking Anthony Edwards and him having this killer mentality, having this ultra competitiveness about him. And not only that, I would say being a good leader by example for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I feel like if you look at the team, you can tell that whole energy is coming from Anthony Edwards and is feeding everybody. Karl Anthony Towns had 20 points in that game, and Reed as well. And then, of course, you got Mike Conley Jr. To me, that energy is coming from Anthony Edwards. Like, his energy is feeding that team. And that's another thing, to me, that you have never seen in LeBron James. Fanboys, yeah, I'm talking about LeBron James. That's right. It's an Anthony Edwards video. But, yes, I'm comparing him to your king to once again expose your king. But, I have never, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I have never seen LeBron play a game where it felt like the team was feeding off of his energy. where it felt like the team was really feeding off of his energy, not only from a offensive standpoint, but from offense and defense and hustle. You know, again, his Miami was his best years, and to me, LeBron James wasn't the definitive guy on him. He was playing with two other superstars. Again, LeBron James, especially between him and Wade, LeBron James was the one who didn't know how to win championships yet. Dwayne Wade had already done it, so he knew what it takes. He knew the intensity. He knew that the small margin of error that you have to have in the playoffs and definitely in the finals. So, to me, even though LeBron James had some good games, to me had his best games in Miami, he wasn't driving that team because, again, he wasn't in a position where he had to lead a team. He just, again, we're kind of comparing him to Kevin Durant. To me, has that same problem. Kevin Durant is not really truly a leader. I mean, to me, Kevin Durant is less of a leader than even LeBron James. At least LeBron James wants to be a leader. He's just terrible at it. But they both have that same problem, is that, they shine most when they're actually standing next to a leader. LeBron shined most standing next to D Wade because D Wade is really that guy. Kevin Durant shined most standing next to Steph Curry because Steph Curry was really the leader of the Warriors, even though, Durant played great in those series against LeBron James. That's Steph's team. And Steph proved it again after Durant had left by winning another championship. So, yeah, again, to me, Anthony Edwards, he just has that drive, and you can tell that energy is feeding the whole team, and everybody's taking their cue from him. And it's, I feel like in the next few years, like I said, providing that he doesn't get corrupted by playing in this league, that if he maintains that, I think the Timberwolves are going to be scary in the next few years. And I think Anthony Edwards definitely may be the new face of the NBA. Now, I think I saw Gil's Arena having a conversation if it should be Anthony Edwards or Wemby or I can't remember the other guy's name at the moment. But, I think Gilbert Arenas was saying that he think Wemby is going to be the next face. But I don't think so. I think when it comes down to it, again, people relate more to the smaller players. So even though Wemby has the potential to be a freak, just due to his size and his skill set already, I think if Anthony Edwards turns out to be what he could be, people are going to find him more relatable. I think he has a good attitude. Like I said, not only a good attitude, but he has that competitiveness. And honestly, to me, he has the potential to raise the competitiveness of the whole league, because one of the things I mentioned in a video probably months ago at this point about Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan didn't just make his teammates better. Michael Jordan made the whole league better because, once Michael Jordan got to the top of the mountain, the league understood, the other teams like the Knicks and the Pacers and all these, they understood that, hey, if you really have to make yourself as flawless as possible to even have a chance to compete. So it really raised the level of the NBA as a whole. So I think Anthony Edwards has a chance to do something similar. If Anthony Edwards keeps this attitude, keeps this competitive fire, hopefully this competitive fire increases and doesn't decrease, but he keeps this going, it's going to raise the competitiveness of the league, especially if this guy starts winning in the future. Especially if he becomes the guy who's dominating. Again, who actually is dominating, because LeBron James has never truly dominated. I know, fanboys, I didn't have to say that, but we just need to remind you. If he becomes that guy who's really dominating, like if he starts winning some championships and, he's really going to elevate the competitiveness of the league, because everybody's going to understand that, hey, if you want a chance, if you don't want to get embarrassed, then you're going to have to step up your game. That's what it's about. That is what it's about. Like Joe Dumars said in the interview when they were talking about him playing against Michael Jordan, and him saying that was the one game that he looked forward to more than any other game, because if you are a competitor, you want to play against the best. You want to play against the person who is going to make you play your best. And but anyway, we gonna hold up here. Like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic about Anthony Edwards, but so far I'm really liking this guy playing. I think he has good energy. I think he's setting the tone on the team. I love the fact, like I said, that he's talking some trash out there, and I think it's good for the sport. You know, now if they only bring back some of the physicality, you know, who knows? You know, I've been very pessimistic about the future of the NBA, but especially with Commissioner Baltimore in charge. But, you know, who knows? Maybe there might be a chance, because there's some young guys, even like the Knicks team. You know, I feel like one thing is for sure, is that some of these older players, your time is up. And we are especially talking about LeBron James. LeBron James, your time is up. I think we can say with certainty. It's funny. Okay, I'm going to wrap the video in a second. But it's funny. I remember early this season, or it might have been right around the time, either right before the in-season tournament or right after the in-season tournament. I can't remember what the title of the video, but I remember saying that, to me, this is the first season where LeBron actually looks like he can't hide the age anymore. And I'm not talking about physically look. I mean on the court. To me, this is the first season where he not even not playing defense is helping. You know, not hustling, not getting back. None of that stuff was helping this season. To me, this was the first season of LeBron that he just could not hide that he's older. And I think we saw this play out, you know. And part of that, you know, is will. James just didn't have the will to compete and actually put all this energy out there. But yeah, so like I said, I think this is a sign that some of the older guys, your time is up. LeBron James, definitely time is up. I feel like Curry, he's kind of reaching the end. KD is one of the biggest disappointments, I think, in the NBA. I mean, we'll say that for another video. But KD is just, I feel like my opinion of KD has went down several notches over the past few years. Because this guy, you know, it'd have been one thing if he had stayed with the Warriors and the Warriors had won multiple chips, but he was like leaving after that and then forming another super team, and after that to form another super team, and the whole comments about offense wins championships and not defense, and you see what happened to him this year. You know, I just feel like I'm losing more respect for the guy. But anyway, we gonna hold up here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you think of Anthony Edwards? What do you think of the Timberwolves stealing game 1 from the Nuggets? And I think game 2 is tonight. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm probably going to take some time out and actually watch that game. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a truly, truly fantastic day. And I'll see you next time. All right.